Hello, my name is Courtney James, and I'm here with Gary Lohman, the VPX of 9 Mile Metals, and Patrick Cruickshank, the CEO. And thank you so much for joining me tonight, you guys. How are things going?
Good to see you again, Courtney.
I know that we have been doing some work at California Lake and the Wedge, specifically with geophysics, and we're doing some BEM surveys. So I was hoping, Gary, you might be able to describe a little bit about what's been happening there that's been completed.
Yes, as everyone knows, EarthEx was mobilized to site. And at California Lake, the first part of the process is sending a dummy down the hole to make sure that everything is clear to the bottom. And that was successful. Unfortunately, when they went to survey it, because we had a shear zone in the drill hole, there was some material blocking it. So the probe did get stuck. So to resolve that, we had to mobilize a driller to come in, and he reamed down the hole, and that cleared the blockage, and eventually we got the survey underway. Now, anybody that's done this before understands these are just typical technical issues that do arise. But we were successful. We did get the probe to the bottom, and the survey's been completed.
Perfect. Well, that's great to hear. And so while things were getting cleared up at California Lake, were you guys able to mobilize over towards the Wedge and do some drilling there, or what happened?
We did go to the Wedge, and at the Wedge, we surveyed 3 holes.
Right, yes.
Hole number 1, which was pointing to the west, and we selected 2 holes at the top, 5 and 6. Because they were a little east and they also had some depth. So this will give us a nice 3-dimensional image of the deposit and any extension that is found in the survey.
So I know the original plan was to do just the 2 surveys. Was there a reason that you guys ended up doing 4?
At the Wedge, when looking at a 3D model, you could see that there was, with 5 and 6, we did get some nice depth extension, and there's always, they only mine down to about, I think it was 500 feet. There is this looming ore body that's been, I think, found in some underground holes. So this would give us a look, not only, like I say, to the west, the east, and it gives us a depth perspective.
Okay, great.
I'll just add to that. You got to remember the holes at the Wedge were very shallow, and the loop is not as big, the surface loop that powers the survey. So at California Lake, it was 1.2 kilometers long. The bigger the loop, the deeper the hole, the bigger the survey reach, right, for the magnetic survey. At the Wedge, with, you know, 140-meter hole on hole 1, or 180, it's only going to see so far, right? You can't have a 1.2 kilometer loop on a 100-meter hole. It doesn't work. So it's all proportional. So EarthEx recommended, we already knew this, if we had a good response, we would do additional holes to get as much. Now remember, we did 8 drill holes at the Wedge, and everybody saw the results and the depths and the interceptions, and pretty much just an average of 1% copper plus across all 8 holes. We're very excited, and we are getting an analysis done to show how much new ore we just discovered in the eastern part, which was never part of this model. So that was part of the reasoning and recommendation by EarthEx, going, hey, you just discovered this whole eastern extension. Why would you just do 1 borehole and not cover as much as you can? So that was part of the determination. And again, because EarthEx is so qualified and with their proprietary technology, you're already paying for the loop, you're already paying for the crew. Just doing an extra hole for, call it $5,000 or $6,000, it's money fantastically spent from a corporate perspective, and it's invaluable data, especially because we were so successful with their drill program on the east, or else we wouldn't, right? So we took and you could splice all that together. So that's we're very excited about that. At the end of this, remember, we're doing our whole Western portfolio, and we're going to have 3D subsurface modeling for the whole property, not just the hole. And then we're going to have borehole EM for 4 holes. And then we're going ground-based EM over those proprietary prioritized holes that this output that we're awaiting will tell us. So it's pretty intensive, and on top of that, we were a little behind in starting. The mobilization was a little bit behind because EarthEx is such a comprehensive program. They shipped 6 pallets of equipment to New Brunswick, and some supply chain issues with the courier and transport, and they were late and so on. So we started a bit, but then they've been going full days, 7 days a week since they've arrived. So we're catching up. And unfortunately, geophysics, you can't just look at core and go, there you go. Yeah, we see copper. It takes time to process, and we've had some discussions and some preliminaries, and we're just waiting for the final analysis any day now.
Yeah, no, it's better to have it certified with the accurate results. Amazing. Well, this is great to know that these surveys are completed, and it's great to understand a little bit more about the process and what created some delays, and I'm looking forward to seeing the results from this.
All right.
Can't wait to share it with everyone.
Yeah.
All right.
Looking
Thanks,
forward to
guys.